buying your boyfriend a whole new wardrobe, underwear, socks, perfume, the whole thing because his suitcase got lost at the airport. Now, imagine seeing him wearing those exact clothes a month later in Italy in romantic photos with his ex-wife. I'll give you a second. That's where we are going today. Hey, this is As It Is, the podcast where I spill the tea, process the chaos, and occasionally question my own judgment in real time. I'm Gigi. Grab your iced coffee, your wine, or whatever you're stressed eating today because this episode is going to make you feel so much better about your own dating decisions. Today I'm talking about O, a man who was so committed to his own lies that he actually started believing them. And somehow he made me believe them too. Let's get into it. So, O, he's been a friend of a friend guy for over a decade. I knew about him, he knew about me. He was the hot model friend of my friends, and I love the idea of the fact that he's stupidly hot. Back then, when I got to know about his existence, he was married. So I didn't make any kind of move. I'm not that girl. I respect boundaries. And the woman who is on the other side of the equation. And I also respect myself, so. And suddenly, I'm getting a hey, so remember, oh, he wants your number. I was so confused. I was like, isn't he married? And my friends told that, well, apparently not anymore. So, what stupidly blind me do? Tell to my friend to give my number ASAP. Like, you shouldn't even ask me for my permission. Just give him the number. And listen, I want to be honest with you. My first thought wasn't red flags. My first thought was, finally, I know. On our very first real conversation, because I'm not completely naive, mostly, but not completely. I asked them very directly, so how long have you actually been divorced? And this man looked me dead in the eyes, well, through the phone, but he delivered the following monologue with full main character energy. So, yeah, I've been divorced for 6 months, but honestly, I haven't been interested in her for 2 years. I can't even touch her that way. I didn't even need to ask twice. I was like, wow, a man who is self aware, a man who has done the work, a man who knows his feelings. He was none of those things. He lives in the US, so we both knew it was going to start as a long distance. We finally met in person, and I want to be fair to myself here. The connection was real, at least to me. We had 2 long dates before he flew back, and from that moment, we talked every single day. My mornings were his nights, his mornings were my afternoons. We called each other boyfriend and girlfriend basically from day one. For the first time in a long time, I felt calm. No anxiety, no when is this going to end? The overthinking monster in my brain was finally quiet. He even bought me a ticket so I can visit him in the States for 2 weeks. He wanted me to see how and where he lives. He took me to all of his favorite places. He took me to meet all of his people. He took me to Universal because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. He stood there for 40 minutes of every attraction just to see me happy. I thought, this man gets me, and it was genuinely beautiful. Traveling, laughing, chemistry absolutely unhinged. How can anyone not think this is serious? It might be it. How could I known? I came home thinking I found my person. The second I landed back home, something changed. He kept saying, nothing's different, baby. But his texts were cold, his voice was somewhere else. My security, which has been hanging by the thread anyway, completely vanished. Classic anxious attachment surface. I was over texting, over explaining, trying to fix something I couldn't even name yet. And then he flew in for a whole month. His suitcase got lost at the airport. And what did loyal, caring, absolutely delusional girlfriend me do? I went and bought him a full wardrobe, underwear, socks, shirts, deodorant, perfume. I drove over 2 hours each way every single day just to spend time with him where he stayed. Because that's what you do in a relationship, right? You show up, you make the other person feel safe, you buy the man clothes. We'll come back to the clothes. Now, between all the fighting, and there was a lot of fighting, came a series of comments that I genuinely still think about. One day, completely unprompted, he looked at me and said, "You have really deep forehead wrinkles, you know that? You need to watch your facial expression. They are too exaggerated. Maybe we should look into Botox for you." I'm sorry, did my boyfriend just suggested I inject my face because I talk with my hands and eyebrows too much? But that's not even the best one. He also hated the way I dressed. Every time I showed him a new outfit, he'd physically pulled away. So, because I'm a reasonable person who communicates, I sat him down, opened my entire closet, and said, "Okay, which one works for you?" Very mature, very healthy, very me trying to save something that was already gone. Or even that other time when he said completely seriously, "Honestly, you're not even my usual type. I usually go for Latinas." I looked at him, didn't blink, and said, "That's funny. My type is usually Asians. So I guess we are both settling." Silence. He never brought it up again. And honestly, that moment is the only thing from the relationship I am genuinely proud of. That and the end of it. Eventually, he got tired, according to him, and ended it. "I didn't beg. If you don't want me, fine. I won't chase you back." The second proud moment from that relationship. But I was destroyed. Stopped eating, cried constantly, started antidepressants. I genuinely believed I had lost the love of my life. And then, because curiosity is both a gift and a curse, I checked his socials. And there he was in Italy with his ex-wife wearing the clothes that I bought him. Romantic captions. "Two more trip like this." The same sweet nothing he had said to me a month earlier. I lost it completely. Turned out I wasn't the girlfriend. I was the in-between, the warm body he needed while he figured out how to crawl back to the woman he never actually left. And the most unhinged part, he believed his own stories the entire time. He genuinely thought he was the good guy who has moved on. I just happened to be the one who paid for it with my peace, my body, my energy. And here's what I know now, a year later, with actual perspective. The scariest part wasn't Italy, it was realizing how easy it is to get pulled into someone else's version of reality, especially when you are craving what they are selling to you. I don't think he was performing, he was just convinced. And I, with my anxious little heart and my very generous personality, believed him right along. If you ever shrunk yourself for someone, change your outfit, quiet your personality, consider Botox because a man who was literally still married told you to, this episode is for you. You deserve better. We all do. Okay, so before I go, next episode I'm bringing a friend on and it's going to be chaotic in the best way. Stay tuned, stay messy, stay honest with yourself. I'm Gigi and this was As It Is.